We talking about practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of it, one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines, you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye, peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him running, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started off at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, according to the Bible, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Christian organization or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is a home of the truth, and that's where it lies. Slaka, you had something you was about to say.
I'm looking ahead where it says Biden administration offers convicted Russian arms dealer in exchange for Griner and Whaley. So yeah, they trying to get a 2-for-1 for Russian arms dealer.
So hold on. Okay, so I know Brittany Griner. If anybody doesn't know, the WNBA star Brittany Griner is in jail for being a drug addict. I don't know why in the world would you go to a different country, because people in this country, especially our people in this country, think that that we're such hot stuff that we can go anywhere and do just about anything. That's what the oppressor does. The oppressor can go anywhere and do anything that they damn well please. But we can't. We can't be drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? We can't be drug users. And Brittany Griner got caught up in just that, just the idea, the ideology of America. You know what I'm saying? Of white supremacy. She thinks she's one of them. You know what I'm saying? When she was brought back to the earth very, very quickly and very harshly, and now she sits in a Russian jail because she can't kick a weed habit. She can't kick a weed habit. She's making, I want to say it was like $500,000 for a couple of months of work playing basketball in Russia. $500,000 for about 4 or 5 months, and then coming back to the States to play some more in the States.
One thing, I mean, I'm maybe forgetting that, you know, professional athletes ain't supposed to use drugs, period, whether it be marijuana, steroids, or anything. So when she come back to the WNBA, are they gonna let her play?
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if you have cold, you can't take no Advil or aspirin. That's drugs. You know what I'm saying? Well, you get if you have a serious ailment, you know, something stronger, the doctor prescribes you drugs, right? You can't. That's not entirely true. As far as athletes aren't supposed to take sports performance enhancement drugs, you know, stuff that ups their game. As far as and then they weren't supposed to be taking illegal drugs, but now in America, it's not really illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's not really illegal. As far as I know, because I know a few people. You don't speak with us, sir. You want to take it now, sir? Kind. I know a few people who have been in the league, and once at a point in time, it was so bad that they wouldn't even test for weed. They would test for that stuff that you would get rid of that wouldn't pop on your piss test. They would test for that. They would test for the test. Now I'm not even 100% sure, but since the U.S. has made it legal, there is some leeway to doing that. But even still, even back then till now, the stars and Brittany Griner is a star in her own right in the WNBA. They kind of get a heads up. You know what I'm saying? They get advance warning as to when that test is going to come, so then they can get it out of their system, so that they won't get caught. They won't pop on the test. But since she's such a drug addict, she doesn't care about what she believed that she's one of them, and she can go anywhere and do anything, and just, you know, and everything will be cool and copacetic. You know what trick does, sir?
Oh boy. Yo, chief it up in here. Damn.
It's like, you want an ounce?
If you want to give it to me.
With that, I pass the class over to Chief.
Chief, god damn.
To Captain Mashat Mayum.
God damn. Bro, I got him, bro. Because I didn't know you was handing out rank raises and shit. God damn. Because give me a up, he give me a rank raise. Shit. Yep, shut down, Matthew. Let me get a bottle of water, please. And let me get the big glass mug. And you know, a square of paper towel. I have some coloring books here too, Akim. I think my quad's rib had these from since Passover. You know what I mean? Sister Banath Shara. You know what I mean? If anybody want to take some, or, you know, a few here, if you are kids, or if you are artists, you know what I mean? You might be one of them brothers who inspired with the art. You could get busy. Maybe A block. So what we dealing with?
Slack. So I was just talking about how Brittany Griner was locked up, and they're trying to get the Russians are trying to get an arms dealer, but then now they added someone. They want to get another person out for an exchange for Brittany Griner
plus the arms dealer. Listen, I think the general brought it out before how the general brought it out how they go into they're going to play chess with this thing here. Russia was playing chess all along. So what? Russia was playing chess with them all along. Because remember, America had told the WNBA not to say nothing about Brittany Griner. Yep. You know what I mean? They say since she got locked up, she locked up since what, February or March or something? They told them broads to stay quiet. I mean, that sounds like a kind of rape act to me. Like you done violate somebody and you say, oh, don't tell nobody about this now. You hear me? Go ahead and bounce that basketball
Right.
and collect that damn check. But keep your mouth shut about what's going on.
Right.
And then they wonder why LeBron makes so much money. And they don't.
Right.
Because you bitches is disloyal to your own.
Right.
That's why. You know what I mean? So like you had Yahanna about?
No, just a couple details in there. It was a Russian arms dealer that the Biden administration is trying to trade for Brittany Griner and some American named Whalen. He's a devil too. The
American they're trying to trade?
Yeah, they want two Americans, Brittany Griner and a devil last name Whalen, and they was exchanging a Russian arms dealer who had 25 years sentence.
I ain't hear nothing about no American dude. What is he? What's the American dude? Is he some scientist or something? They ain't say?
I don't know that part.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about anybody else. Brittany Griner is as high profile as they have in terms of trading chips. Unless y'all could pull whatever they're saying about the other person. You know what I mean? Yeah, please go ahead.
After months of internal debate, the Biden administration has offered to exchange Victor Bout, a convicted Russian arms trafficker serving a 25-year U.S. prison sentence, as a part of a potential deal to secure the release of two Americans held by Russia, Brittany Griner and Paul Whalen, according to the People brief.
Somebody Google Paul Whalen, because I haven't heard about no Paul Whalen before. But that arms dealer, I think he's a major dude. They made a movie about him with Nicolas Cage. I forget the name of the movie. Where they were selling a ton of bullets and shit. I forget the name of the damn movie. It's God of War? Yeah, I think that movie is loosely based on him. Yeah, that you know, of course they're gonna keep it quiet. They ain't gonna give him fame and notoriety. But that arms dealer they want, he's like a big fish. And of course, if Putin wants him, it ain't to give him retirement. It ain't to give him, you know, a condo in Florida. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have what is Peter Whalen?
Peter Whalen. It's Paul Whalen.
Paul Whalen or Peter? Paul
Nicholas Whalen is a Canadian with American, British, and Irish citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested in Russia on December 28, 2018, and accused of spying. On June 15, 2020, he received a 16-year prison sentence with the possibility of time in a labor camp.
Okay, so they just holding him for so-called being a spy, but they didn't say if he was a spy.
Lie, sir.
Okay, good.
Lie, sir.
I mean,
he was formerly in Esau's military. Looked like he's been decorated, and he's been accused of, and he has 4 citizenships.
He don't play basketball. He don't entertain people. He's not in the WNBA, so he's irrelevant in my book. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah, so what's the updates on that now? She has what? I think she had a court date this week? That's what you was bringing out, Bakwash?
We're just really getting into it.
Okay, what is it? She had a court date this week or something?
She had a court date, and I want to say they extended
the time.
She didn't get convicted. They extended the time for the trial.
Yeah, they're stretching that shit out, which is what they're going to, because they're going to play politics with her, because they know America doesn't care about so-called African Americans, aka black people, black and Hispanic people. They never negotiated to benefit anything with us. You get the point? We never negotiated to benefit anything with us. Our people could rot in there for all. If Brittany Griner was a regular, U.S. citizen, they probably would not have even made a big deal about whatever they say she was smoking or not smoking. I don't know. You get the point? And it's not like she came into the country with, actual weed. Is the oil or something that they held her for in her vape, which is, I don't know. I thought the vape was supposed to be safe. You know what I mean? Like it ain't the actual cigarette. So it's not, you don't have actual tobacco like the cigarette. You're going to have the oil for the flavor to trick your brain. I thought the whole thing with the vaping was that it was not real. Right, go ahead.
They had weed oil with the abstract, the THC.
But I thought that was supposed to be safe though. The people sell weed oil.
It's like, but it's actually stronger.
Okay, but don't they sell the oil?
From what I understand, the oil is stronger than the.
I don't care what's stronger. Shit. But don't they sell the oil? Can't you just go into anywhere and get the THC oil? Go ahead.
Just the same way you would have to go into a dispensary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just like weed.
That's what I'm talking about. You could go get the oil somewhere. Right? So I don't understand what the issue was. I don't get it. I don't fully get it. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
What I'm saying though, it's the same thing as you have in actual marijuana.
So you can't have THC oil.
THC is the drug that they
okay, so what's the oil called?
It's weed oil.
No, there's a name for it.
It's called wax or shatter.
No, there's another 3-letter like how they had the THC, some other 3-letter name that they have the oil. You know what I mean? I ain't to understand the whole vaping situation, but I thought the vaping was supposed to be a safer alternative than actual cigarettes with the smoke and stuff like that. So whatever oils is coming with it, it should be, legal. Explain it to me.
So they do have oils that you can just vape that are like smoking like tobacco or something like that. But I believe what she got caught with was the weed oil.
Okay, well, I ain't too sure. I think they're playing something with her. That's why I want to try to understand what oil it is she got caught with. I'm not too certain that situation is like what they're saying it is.
Okay.
Right, and of course, this is not me advocating at all for her, for anybody who is smoking weed or marijuana or anything. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm just saying, as far as for what they seem to have held her for, I don't know. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So the chat is saying CBD.
CBD oil. CBD oil is things you could. I think you could just go get. You could just go buy as normal in them dispensaries. Right or wrong? Or no?
You can get that at the gas station.
That's what I thought. I thought that CBD oil was like something you could just get.
Okay, so I got an article right here.
Let me hear you.
It said, the Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis, which would carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison.
Okay, say that part again.
Mm-hmm. The Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis.
Okay.
So it's like you saying it could have been where it just was a CBD oil, which is something that you can go to every gas station and buy. It didn't specify if it's the actual THC or CBD, but the Russian laws probably stipulate that any marijuana derived oil in general is illegal according to them. But in America, you can get CBD oil at the gas station.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, just to put this in perspective, right? Read what you just read.
Okay. The Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis.
Okay, how did they identify them cartridges? Anybody who ever traveled?
They'll have some sort of test that if it has a certain percentage of it, it'll come back saying, hey, it's this.
Okay, that's what you like to think. That charge is just like a clock you do an 80 and a 60.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Mm-hmm.
that thing there is, you know, that clock you doing. Say, well, you know, what's the proof? Well, you could come to court. See in court. That's what's really going on. You get the point? Let me give you another one. Somebody look up Leon Horton. Leon, Haughton. Google Leon Horton. All right. Who has it?
It's like not it's pulling up. It keep pulling up football recruiting profiles.
All right, pull up Leon Horton, Jamaica, or BWI.
Okay. Charges dropped against man arrested at BWI traveling with honey, mistaken for liquefied methamphetamine.
Say what?
Charges dropped against man arrested at BWI traveling with honey, mistaken for liquefied methamphetamine.
No, just read down in the article and see how they identify it as liquid meth.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I don't know what meth look like or liquid meth what it look like.
Right.
And I don't even know if it even resembles goddamn honey.
Right.
You get the point? But I do know you could just taste honey.
Right.
I do know you could smell honey. I know you could pour honey into something and see how that shit drizzles and know, well, that's honey. Right? But just read the article or what do you call this thing? Google the original article, the original arrest of Leon Horton, and see how they identified these bottles of honey that is Benjamite bringing back. Anybody know Benjamite's traveling? Half the suitcase is food. Half the suitcase is sweet bread and cakes and, you know, and what's called this thing? Coconut cake and sugar cake when they take the coconut husk. You take the coconut husk, you grate it, and you get like shredded cheese, and you put that together, and you make a whole candy confectionery from that. And they're coming back with all the you know, the drinks, the local drinks that, you know, the family abroad ain't tasting years because it's a cultural thing. Right. You know what I mean? Most Caribbean islands, our island people do it from Puerto Rico to Levi, Simeon. They go back home for some time. You coming back with a ton of shit that you just can't get here because your family want the taste of the island. So he's bringing back honey because more than likely the honey you get in the store done pass through a factory and processed and shit. The honey he bringing, some relative has land with bees, and he probably went and scraped that shit out of the damn hive and put it in a bottle. You get the point? It's different. You understand? But anybody find the original article? Please give me the original article.
An Arundel County man arrested at BWI airport, wrongly jailed for nearly 3 months. An Anne Arundel County man returning from a trip from his home country of Jamaica found himself taking an unexpected trip to jail. Canines sniffed Leon Horton's suitcase at BWI airport. Customs and Border Protection seized 3 bottles of honey. The honey tested positive for drugs, and Horton was arrested for methamphetamine. He spent 82 days in jail and then was put in ICE custody over confusion of his green card status. Finally, a second lab test in Georgia found that there were no drugs in the honey.
Oh, shit. But of course, that border agent grew up watching what's the one with Screwface? Screwface kill you 10 times worse than God. With the one who played the native Indian, but he had Steven Seagal. Yeah. Was he Hard to Kill? One of them damn movies where he fighting the Jamaican drug dealers and he cut off the head of one, and the twin brother had to come and kill him. Now they grew up watching that shit. So any Benjamin with an accent is bringing drugs in. He could have bring, 2 hands back. He just come in with his 2 hands. Did I find drugs somewhere on him? You take the honey and say, no, there's other articles, because this brother down there lost his whole life over this one arrest, which is a charge. There's no proof at the border. It's really the discretion on who's searching it. So there's more articles over the shit. They didn't really test the thing. They didn't really actually do the test. He telling them it's honey. There was other agents saying it is honey, and these few did some dumb shit and say, well, this test is coming back. We're not sure, and they put the brother in jail.
Right. Slock, I got a little something on it.
Let me hear you.
The bottles with gold-colored screw tops labeled honey in his bag, they told him had tested positive in a drug field test for methamphetamine.
They just told him that. I mean, there's some more where they tell you what they did, but the test wasn't even done right, and there was no they didn't find any other trace of drugs on him, anything else. But they arrested him for bringing drugs in. Anybody know anything about brothers who have resident status to be in America? An arrest like that, you don't go to prison, you go to jail, you go to the ICE detention center because you're an immigrant. You get the point? And now once you're in the ICE detention center, it's no longer just that drug case that you have. Now it's an immigration situation. Right. He got lost in immigration for like 3 months, lost his job, lost his house, damn near was on the verge of getting deported, and then everything came back negative, and then he had to go fight again to overturn the whole immigration situation over this one charge that was false. Right. It was honey. I don't know what Brittany Griner had, unless they could show me some stalk with some seeds or some shit. I don't know what she had. Right. I know how I've dealt with officers before, and I know some officers, they write good tickets, and I know some officers write bad tickets. Right. I'm just saying, if it's vaping and it's some liquid, nigga, you could get CBD anyway. Get the point? Yeah, I don't understand what it is, but they're definitely playing the game with her. Right. They absolutely, it's been months. They could have done tested the thing and know for sure. They could have, I don't know. But they're playing politics with America because they told them women, somebody pulled that article too, where they told the woman in the WNBA, that famous one, Lisa Leslie, she came out and said it, that they told the whole WNBA to stay quiet about Brittany Griner. Don't tweet, don't talk, create zero chatter for one specific purpose. So that Russia would not think she's important to use her as a political pawn. That was the whole reason they said don't talk about her. And them greedy bitches in the NBA, in the WNBA, kept them out shut. The same greedy bitches that want more money and want LeBron money. Anybody ever silence LeBron? When that bitch from Fox said shut up and dribble, he came back out and he said some shit about her. You get the point? If you want to be the boss, yeah, pay the cost. And you showed yourself lacking. You don't deserve to be paid what these men are being paid. Because you shut your mouth when one of yours was getting violated. Because a white man told you to stay quiet. You don't deserve the money, woman. Just, go dunk. Go learn to dunk first. Anybody find the article? No. Please, go ahead.
Lisa Leslie says WNBA players have been told to stay quiet on Brittany Griner's situation. Sitting down with Brandon Marshall, Chad Johnson, and former WNBA player Chantel Tremitiere on the latest episode of I Am Athlete, WNBA legend Lisa Leslie said women's basketball players have been instructed to not make a big deal about Brittany Griner's arrest in Russia. What we were told was to not make a big fuss about it, so that they could not use her as a pawn, so to speak, in this situation in the war. Leslie said on a podcast. So to make it like it's not important, or not make it like free Brittany, and we start this campaign and it becomes something they can use.
Right.
The former Los Angeles Sparks superstar, however, didn't reveal where the information came from. I don't want to say who said that, but it's been kind of spreading through the women's basketball world, she said.
Yep. So now, if it is that she's saying we can't talk about it, then, you know, this woman sitting in jail for how many months? What, 3 months? 3 months going on 4. And because somebody told you don't say nothing, you ain't saying nothing while she's suffering. And then you want to act like you have favor for her, like you have any kind of love for her. You want to act like the WNBA is so important. Like, it's a shame how people don't support the WNBA like they do the NBA and all of that nonsense. But one of yours is sitting rotten in a jail. You don't know how she eating. You don't know if she bathing. You don't know nothing. You all ain't even trying to talk to the broad. But now I'm supposed to respect that? I'm supposed to go buy expensive tickets and sit courtside and watch you and campaign for you to get more money? No. That's crazy. And this is what they're missing. They told them to stay quiet so that it doesn't seem important that Russia wouldn't just, use it against them, because this would make America now have to do something. And America doesn't want to be seen publicly as having to do something about a black lesbian woman. You understand? All of a sudden now, the trade is between not just Brittany Griner, not just this slave, but some no-name white man who we don't even know what he in jail for. You get the point? But so now we have to send troops in because there's a white man involved now. You get the point? Now we had to do something because there's a white man involved. But all the time it was just this, freak of nature. You know what I mean? Before she was before she went to Russia and got locked up, they was talking about her playing brothers in the NBA. They were saying she was that good that she could take certain men in the NBA one-on-one. And they was talking about it all the time. Like, yeah, I think she could beat him. I think she could beat him. And this one, and nah, she can't beat him. But she could definitely beat him because she was just such a freak of nature. The girl is almost 7 feet tall, could play ball, damn near could dunk. She dominating the WNBA. But America don't want to be seen as having an interest for that. You get the point? So now to take the pressure, they're trying to say like, if the women in the WNBA talk about it, then Russia would be able to use it. Now, what happens is if the women in the WNBA talk about it, now America has to do something about it. And they don't want to do something about your black ass, and they told you shut up. And the shameful thing is you shut him out. So you should shut him out about that check too. You should shut up about that money and take the 60,000 or 80,000 you're getting anyway. You wouldn't have been making that much if it wasn't for Spalding. You wouldn't have been making that much if it wasn't for, a rim and a net. Right? So take that money and shut your mouth, because you wouldn't even risk. I don't know what would they threaten them women with. What, not playing? What they threaten you with? Nobody watching you anyway. What did you have to lose? You could have staged a walkout. You could have staged a whole walkout. We coming on the court and sitting in the center. The referee could throw the ball up and we just sitting there until Brittany Griner get free. But you listen to some white man and then now you want to talk about equal pay for what? You don't even respect your own. And that's the best among them, damn near. Like she ain't no, off the bench player. She ain't some, that somebody whose stats is measured in the minutes they played because they only get 5 minutes this game. You get the point? She ain't somebody who get contracted for 2 games. Like that's one of the best players in the whole league, possibly the whole world. And you stayed quiet because a white man told you to. You don't deserve any money. For real, come on.
Oh God! So what you're saying is so heavy, just to expose their hypocrisy for every last woman in that WNBA who refused to speak out. The WNBA, they cry about the equal pay, and the problem is they don't have enough viewership, and they don't have enough solidarity to draw people in. When it's like something like this, even though it's kind of okay, it's like you capitalizing off of what's happening with the sister, but it's like it's manifold. They could have used this as them helping the sister, and you draw attention now to the league. If you would have stood together, like, no, we're not gonna say nothing. Like, They told us, they could have said, well, they told us not to say nothing. We all speaking out. We want everybody to join together with us as we, refuse to play, or just like you said, they could have really made a difference. And you'd be surprised how many people would have just supported or bought tickets just because of they side with them taking a stand.
They would have got what they wanted.
Right.
They would have, and it would have been a worldwide phenomenon.
Exactly.
They could have created listen, LeBron and them, remember, I think they had a gargoyle on LeBron and them when they was, who was it? Was it Trayvon?
Michael Brown.
It was Michael Brown. And remember, they all went in there with the black hands up, don't shoot. He put something on the sneakers, justice or something. Like they couldn't say nothing, but they made a stance. These bitches ain't even do that, man.
After the case up in Minnesota, where the dude
George Floyd.
Well, it was George Floyd, but then after that, it was a dude that went up when it was going back to his car and the cop shot him.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, they had a game that night, and the team just came out and said we're not playing. Just straight up said we're not playing, and they boycotted the.
Oh yeah. See, them niggas deserve millions of dollars, Zach.
Right.
They deserve it. Them Negroes deserve it. But woman, okay, this is really what it is. Give me the weaker vessel. Give me weaker vessel. Yeah, please.
First Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Right. The scripture said they are the weaker vessel, which means what? A vessel holds water,
right,
or a liquid or something, and a vessel is something you could use to carry. Even military ships are called vessels.
Right.
And if a vessel is weak, it either can't carry much or can't carry whatever far, or both,
right,
or else it's going to break. If it is that you trying to make this type of stance, you're going to have to realize the lengths you're going to have to go through for it. And you're not willing to go through those lengths.
Right.
So you should really take your position as the weaker vessel, and it's an excellent position to take.
Right.
Because why? If I know this vessel is weak, I will stand for the vessel.
Exactly.
I will hold on to the vessel. I would, be instead on the front for that vessel. And that could happen if it is that now they decide position, but they won't.
Right.
And now you get tested, you get called out, when if you were to risk it just for 1 second, everything, you could have gotten all you wanted. You could have gotten it. I mean, you'd have been in the news. Even Lisa Leslie, when she said, well, I ain't gonna say where I heard it, even that's weak. Even that is absolutely weak. Now, if Brittany Griner dies in that Russian prison, Lord forbid. I know she's a lesbian. I know she done turned her back on the Lord. I know she's serving that Egyptian God. But if she dies in that prison, Lord forbid, I'm not saying I want that to happen to the sister. I pray she get out of that damn prison so she could hear somebody speaking on the street.
That's right.
That her blood will be on them. Yep. Like they sat and enjoyed the little money that they hate while she over there. You get the point? Like they getting checks. They just had All-Star Weekend 2 weeks ago, WNBA All-Star Weekend. And they gave some girl a little small ass little trophy for the MVP. Some girl, I don't even know her name. And Brittany Griner ain't come up. Like, now you had to really ask yourself, do I really deserve this pay? Do I really deserve it? Now, and Brittany Griner, as I say, is the top tier of them. Imagine other injustices happening to women in the WNBA who is not as top tier as her. And they ain't saying nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They're just carrying on. Just carrying on. Now you wonder why so many people get molested in a house. Right. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't do it. Pastor's good. What are you talking about?
Right.
Pastor so and so, he is good. You watch your mouth. Billy's a good man. This, that, the other. That's who's in the WNBA. All them old, strong, independent art broads, that's who is in there. They stay quiet for 90 days, while she in a Russian prison. Good night. I don't know, but people come from other countries and talk about, they could go to jail here. I don't know what the hell is a Russian prison looking like. I don't know what they're eating over there. I don't know how she being treated. I don't even know if she getting feminine products. Remember, she's still a woman. She's trying to be a man, but she there. Do you know if they're giving her feminine products? Suppose they just like, you're a man, right? You have a wife? Yeah, you don't need none of this. But they stay quiet for 3 months and drove their cars and tweeted and posted on Instagram and collected checks. Because a white man told you to shut your mouth. The WNBA does not deserve a penny, not a check. I'm against you goddamn lesbians. I'm against you independent women. And I'm talking more about Brittany Griner than your dumbass. I should get all your goddamn money. So, Lucky, go ahead, Bukwash.
So, like, if I could, when I was over there in that part of the world, I knew a few people that I was posted with. They were in Russia, and they were telling me stories about how one, they would never take public transportation. How they basically hate everybody if you're not Russian. But black people, niggas just stick out. You just stick out like a sore thumb.
Hell yeah.
There was some students that were telling me that whenever they would go into the subway system, they would have to face each other so that you can watch my back and I can watch your back, because they'll have little old women, they'll come and push you on the tracks and then call the police themselves, like, hey, we just got some dead people, some dead niggas.
Listen, I wouldn't doubt all of that shit. Listen, they disappear their own politicians.
Yeah, exactly.
Nigga going to work, they just find his car with the engine running and the door open and there's no trace of him. I'm not lying. You could go look it up. Just about 2 years ago, Putin disappeared some politician who questioned him on some stance he took. And his wife said he left work that morning. And they found his car running on the side of the street with the door open. And he's gone. He's just vanished. They don't know where the hell he is. But them broads stayed quiet and played basketball. That woman from Fox said, shut up and dribble. They listened. LeBron didn't. Right. So he should get the money. He should get the money and y'all should shut up. Because y'all really don't like. You could move on from that unless there's anything. Any questions online or in the room? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question online. There's a brother, Zabadja says, Salaki, sir, in Genesis 35:2. Is this verse talking about Jacob's sons or his servants?
Let me hear Genesis what?
35:2. Genesis chapter 35, verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were there with him, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
What was his question?
He says, is this talking about Jacob's sons or his servants?
This is everybody. It says his household. Right, read it one more time.
Genesis chapter 35, verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
So this would be everybody who is under him, things like that, in his care. So just think you are officer in a city, you over, I don't know, Dakota. Whichever officers you have under you, he's talking to them, he's talking to their wives, their children, and whoever falls under all those men household as well as your house. This is everybody who is in your care, basically. That's who he's talking to. Everybody who is in his care, so he could give a wide blanket statement like that. So everybody who's under him, not just his family, but everybody who is in his care then. So this is his whole household, if you understand. He's good?
Concept.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all for
no sweat. No sweat. Okay, give me Ephesians 2. All right. Give me Ephesians 2. It starts at 1. Whoever has it, read. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 1. Come on, where we at? Anybody have that pull up yet? Them phones working slow.
Come on.
Go ahead, Ad.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world,
Right.
according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
All right.
Verse 3. Among whom also we all have our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
All right. So what is we talking about there? Who could break it down for me? All right, read it one more time.
Come. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Verse 3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
Because I take this here from me.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
It's like a Pagabo. If you could start at verse 1 more time.
Come. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened.
You take it over, spot.
Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
So let's first start right there. What does that mean? What does quicken mean, Shapat?
Basically like woke them up, like woke them out of it.
It's a better word you can use. Quickened. To make alive. To make alive, quickened. That's why it's reading right here. It tells you what the opposite is. And he hath he quickened, made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sins. You can precept what that is. The wages of sin is death. You understand? And that's how we live today as a people who sin. And that's why death is so prevalent in the Black and Hispanic communities. You understand? And as you look at our people, and it's just the walking dead. You understand? I remember we went to the Midwest Fire Week in Chicago, and I'm just like, boy, this is the walking dead. And it looks just like DC. It looks just like Baltimore. It looks just like wherever we are. You understand? No sweat, sir.
All right, where we at now?
Come. Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in times past ye walked according to the curse of this world. According to
so like somebody was breaking it down?
We started at verse 1, sir.
At verse 1. Okay, where we at with it? What's verse 1 saying?
If I may, sir. Saying like the Most High has made, His Holy Spirit has made us alive, and by teaching us the truth, by us knowing the truth, because we were living in sin, and that's death. The wages of sin is death. And now it's talking from verse 2, it's talking about where in time past we walked according to the course of this world. The course of this world is to sin, of this society.
Right.
Is ran by our oppressor, ran by the wicked. And so the natural course of this society is to be wicked.
I got you. The ways of this world.
Right,
so it's like, okay, of course, quickened is to give life, to make alive.
Right.
You know that to quicken something is to make it, come alive.
Okay.
Right? And you're right. In times past, we were dead. That's the old man was living a dead life.
Right.
Was living a life that the ways of that type of lifestyle only leads to death.
Right.
Much like today, how people in the world are.
Okay.
The things people in the world do, those things just lead to death. Right? You look at it, you want to die. Somebody who has addiction to smoking, you want to die.
Right.
That monkeypox. Every victim that I've ever seen them interview is
homosexual.
Every last goddamn one. I'm looking for, some, ex-SEAL who, hoorah, yeah, 6, 7 p.m. They talking to all militants and shit with the bumps.
Right.
But every last one is some sodomite.
Yep.
And that should say something about the lifestyle that's being encouraged. It's leading you to die. It's something you just want to die. I even watch videos with them, Israel do wild shit with the cars that they do in the donuts.
Yeah.
And somebody's hanging out of the damn window. And somebody's through the sunroof and they're going. And then somebody will walk out with a phone. Walk out in the path of the car. And film themselves going live and get hit. And everybody's like, oh. And then the car just keeps going. And I'm like, you want to die. You won't stop until you die, until you get hurt, until something horrible happens. And that's the lifestyle you was leading before.
Right.
But now you don't get quickened. Now you're made to live.
Right.
Now you judge things differently. Now you move in a way where you gauge, okay, no, let's not do that because this could happen. Let's go this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, wait. Give me verse 2.
Verse 2, wherein in time past ye walked according to the cursed course of this world.
Right? In times past, you walked according to the course of this world. The course meaning the path.
Right.
Think course like path. Like a path, like a trail in the, in the woods somewhere.
Right.
That's like a course, like a obstacle course.
Right.
Or, some kind of course. It's just a path. This is the way you walk. The path doesn't go anywhere else but where the path goes.
Right.
And you walk that path, you follow that course, you go all the way through. But there's a course that's according to the standards of the world. Right? And that's it. Brittany Griner, she's walking according to the course of this world. Right? She wants to be a man. She identifies as a man. She cuts her breasts off, put the wing statue, the wing arm guard on her chest.
Right.
And, has a drug problem. And now she end up in jail like everybody else. That's it. You a millionaire, and the millions can't save you.
Right.
You was on Sports Illustrated naked on the front cover. And none of that Sports Illustrated ain't trying to save you. You know what I mean? You the face of the WNBA, and that can't save you because you're not quickened. You're not a quickened person.
Right.
You get the point? Why didn't you want more money, right? Why don't you start Brittany Griner coaching school and have coaching schools all over America and just, make appearances and, have people sign up for, Kobe Bryant did that shit.
Yeah.
Right? But she, they're protesting for more money.
Right.
You don't deserve more money, woman. Salaki. You don't. You shouldn't get nothing. You shouldn't get shit.
Right.
Because you don't know what to do with what you have. You're going across to Russia. Why? Because Russia's going to pay you more money.
Right.
Why? You could just teach young girls to play basketball. Right. Hell, you could teach young brothers to play basketball. Right? You wouldn't have been in jail. You could have sit in your car and vape all you want. Nobody would have locked you up.
Right.
Get the point? So, Lucky, grab that computer and that power cord there for me, please, brother. Appreciate that. Say shalom, Gil. All right. So what? Right? But no, she didn't walk according. She wasn't quickened in life. Right? Give me let's get some more on it.
according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right, according to the prince of the power. Y'all don't forget I had these coloring books here, right? So y'all take some of these tonight, please. Give them to your kids or nieces or nephews. All right. Let's make some space for this shit. Okay. Read one more time.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Right. According to the prince of the power of the air, which is important to understand. That's what we're going to go into for sure tonight, just to break it down again before 9, right? Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, if I could you use this as saying, like, you know, we're listening, people in the world are listening, like, to radio, to internet, you know, to all these other stuff that comes out through the air?
Well, right now we coming out through the air. So,
but we're not a slacker. Well, I'm talking.
Go on. You can't stop right there. Goddamn. You get stumped that easy for Clash? Come on, man.
Well, I'm saying, like, major media, like, you know, Hollywood and stuff like that.
We was on Vice. We was at NBC. We was on major media. You know them niggas came from UK just for all little black asses. Get the Lord a hand. They had a whole camera crew. So what we talking about?
I guess not.
No, we are talking about something, right? But you find the gold, you want to go digging for this shit. Go ahead.
So, like, when it's referring to the prince of the power of the air, it's referring to I believe you compare this with the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and then how Esau is the vessel for Satan on the earth.
You more on it too.
Okay.
Right, both of you all on it, right? It's definitely talking about that. But I just wanted to see what you would have say for if I say, well, we on the airwaves too, which we are. You know, we literally on the airwaves, and in some cities, major airwaves.
Right.
You get the point?
Yeah, concept. So, is this saying the people that are in power? Because the people back in the day, the people that was in power, they're the ones that can give out the information that gets spreaded by word of mouth.
You on it too. You're gonna have to have a certain amount of power to control whatever is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You're all on it. You're all you know, in the right direction with it. You get the point?
Okay.
All right. So, read verse 2 one more time.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air.
Right, according to the prince of the power of the air. All right.
Come.
Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3.
All right, stop right there. So let's break down verse 2 a little more. All right. In time past, you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air. What does that say?
Walking according to Satan, because Satan is also the son of the Lord. He's one of the Lord's children as well. He can be referred to. He came with in Job with the sons of God, and Satan was there with him too.
Okay, so how is this the prince of the power of the air?
Of the air, more so of this world. Like he runs the free, as he was saying, like the media. He got free range. That's the most I can say.
Okay. Anybody else? You on it. You're not zeroing in on it. Go ahead. What does it mean where they say, in times past, you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air?
Okay, so in times past, we were in the world. So this world, promotes the pagan holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, promotes women not to be in order, men to be homosexual, just live out our lust.
Okay.
And according to that, and then so, and it's like, where is that influence coming from? It's coming from the prince of the air.
It's coming from the prince of the power of the air, right? So then, who is the prince of the power of the air?
Or
I was going to say, talk about our oppressor. When they say like the prince of the power, prince of the power of the air, like I would say like the next one under Satan or working that spirit of Satan. That's why I would say the Esau.
Is Esau. The prince of the power of the air is the so-called white man.
Right.
He is the prince of the power of the air.
Right.
Yahushua is the
king,
the prince of peace, right? He's the one who would be inheriting from the Most High. Our oppressor is taken over from the angel Satan. You get the point? You get the point? Who is in charge of? Who said the earth is given the honor of the wicked? He's in charge of the earth. He's in charge of the air. The prince of Satan is the oppressor, right? Read on after word. According to the prince of the power of the air, go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right? The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. What is that part talking about? Come on.
I said the spirit. So now it's the spirit that we have that walking around America, like is it Isaiah? When the scripture says the Lord said, "You taking on the spirit, but not of mine."
Mm-hmm.
So the spirit. So if we're not taking on the spirit of the Most High, we take on the spirit of Esau,
Satan.
of Satan,
right?
Of Satan.
And of course through Esau, because Esau is who embodies what Satan wants. He embodies what Satan likes, and we follow after him. In everything we follow after him in the world, right? And that's why he's saying now work it in the children of disobedience, right? Keep going.
Verse 3, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past.
Right. In times past, we also had our conversation like what they were doing. In times past, we would follow the same thing they were doing, right? Go ahead. Which of course is the customs of the world. You know, not just the holidays, but the way people do things, right? That's how we were in times past, right? Go ahead.
Times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
All right. What are we talking about then? Read it one more time.
Come. Verse 3, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust and of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
All right. Go ahead and come on.
So it's like, in the past, for brothers and sisters in the truth, in the past, we would be as people in the world, fulfilling our lust, what our lust is. Rather, we want to be there's not the next Hollywood star, but then, or next billionaire. Nothing wrong being a millionaire, billionaire, but it's like, okay, I want to be rich, and I want to have a lot of women and strippers in my mansion, and just show off and smoke a lot of weed, and just whatever your lust was, whatever, because that's not everybody's lust, but whatever your lust was.
Even the lust with money is not about money.
Right.
The lust is the woman. To get the woman, you need the money.
Right.
The lust is the drugs. To get the drugs, you need the money. You get the point? Even like the money is not even a factor. If that could come free, nobody would go to work.
Right.
Nobody would just,
That's right.
Salakia. Right? Go ahead. You done?
Yes, the lust of our flesh and the flesh, our desires of our flesh and of our mind. So, you know, whatever your mind is thinking of that's ungodly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not, you know, it's once again it's been influenced by the prince of the air, it's been influenced by this world, by Esau.
Mm-hmm.
And it says even as others. So just as Christians today, we would do the same thing as Christians today.
Okay. Brock, you had your hand up?
Constantly, if I could. At the end of this verse 3, where it says that we're by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Like, could we say this how like we born like in the projects, we born in all of the things that, you know, that come in our community. Like, we born into the gunfire, we born into the abortion, and we born into all of the sins that as we live as a people. When it says that by nature we were born
nature,
so like,
hold on.
Nature, the children of wrath.
Yes.
So that's all we've been surrounded around.
Yeah.
Robbing each other.
What comes naturally. You understand? Like the way this world behaves is what comes naturally to anybody.
Right.
It's just you can't, you know, you look at people's behavior, their thought patterns. It's that's natural. You know, that's what you do. That's natural. That's the normal way of how people think, and that's because of how they grow. What is wrath? Go ahead.
The question about the first two words, among whom?
Mm-hmm.
That would be Esau and the other nations.
Among whom? Where are we talking about?
The beginning of verse 3.
Okay, among whom we all have, people in the world. Just think the world. Among the world. You get the point? Among whom is talking about the world when it says like the course of the world from the verse before. Think the culture of the world. How people in the world do things, what's normal, what's, you know, natural to people in the world. Among them, that's what it's talking about. Among whom? Go ahead.
And also, among whom also, we all had our conversations in times past in the lust of our, that's us dealing with them and learning their foulness.
I was saying the same shit they were saying. Before the truth, God love everybody. Right? Everybody was, you know, God love everybody, go along to get along. You know, slavery's in the past. You know, I mean, no matter what you, even if you had some sort of fight in you about, you know, our oppressor needs to pay, or, you know, slavery, you know, I'll never forget about slavery. It's nowhere close to what you are now. You would have had some, you know, something, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't enough to make you stop doing what the hell you're doing. You get, it wasn't that bad. You get the point? Our oppressor, they could be going to war. People would leave their career jobs and join the military to go fight. You get the point? That's how they get moved by something that affects them. You know, we sit in the cipher. Yeah, that's fucked up, man. You know what I mean? We sit in the strip club, ass. Yeah, you see what they did to Trayvon Martin? Yeah, it's horrible. But that's normal, like what are we talking about? She probably in the conversation too. What you think, mommy? That's the course of the world, brother. Go ahead.
I want to say that's about 3 weeks ago. I went to this firearms training.
Right.
It always be a culture shock for me when I come around people in the world, because I intentionally try to separate myself.
Right.
And so I had to sit in prolonged periods of time around people in the world, and it really was a culture shock to hear our people, you know, in the world, how they speak. And it's like, y'all sound like white people. Y'all sound like white people. Like, you talking about how you sleeping with this and the nasty stuff and all the nasty clubs and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you sound like a white freak, a white pervert.
Listen, Knock, you have to be a fly on the wall in that situation. You just have to be on the one that's blinking like them flies. You said them fly, but watch a fly close up and he just put his hands together and do this shit here. In that situation, that's how you had to be, just like, well, that's how you had to be, because, brother, it's damn near like you left a country when you came into the truth.
Right.
It's like you left a physical place and went somewhere else. Right. And then now, for whatever reason, you might have to take up a slavery amongst people in the world, or you're not as isolated. A lot of people, I don't know if it's coincidence. I don't think it's coincidence. Definitely the Lord, where when you come into the truth, you tend to have slaveries where you're by yourself a lot. Yeah. That happens to most people. Right. When you're in the world, you having a slavery, you go into lunch with everybody, and everybody know where the what's this thing they have on Fridays? Happy hour. You leave in happy hour or the potluck, whatever, and you come in and dress down Friday, and where we go in happy hour, and as soon as you come in the truth, all of a sudden you somewhere in the west wing of the building by yourself, and it's for a reason. But then sometimes you might have to take up a slavery, or you might be enrolled in school, something where you among people who is from that country. And just like, if somebody leaves Spain when they was 2, and now they're 15, or now they're 12, it's been 10 years. It's been 8 years. They learn a new language, and they go back to Spain, and these niggas still talking Spanish. That's really how it is. So when you sit with them, you're like, what? It's like a whole different other language they're talking, because it's the language of that country. So when they're talking about having sex with this one and that one, and threesomes and foursomes and getting high, and have you ever tried this? Well, what is that? What? And you hearing this shit, you damn near want to go bleach your ears, wash everything, or burn your clothes because they're so disgusting. You get the point? And that's the normal culture of the world now. The world, that country that you left, that's normal. That's not strange. That's just what we do. It's normal now to do some shit like that, and that's just what it is. But in times past, that's who we were. You get the point? Yahanna? Or was he? Go ahead.
I feel the same way, being in the truth. When I go out everywhere, amongst everybody in the world, it's like that Facebook phrase, like, I hate it here.
It's rough. It's rough out there. It demands a certain amount of discipline, because you have to find the balance between hating the environment and not getting caught in the environment. It's a balance where, okay, you're going to hate it, but you can't go off. And then you have to be there, but you can't enjoy the shit. You can't get, fully involved into the damn, party with these fools, because who knows what the hell going to happen. They're not the same. They don't, the things they do in now is, it's beyond. So it's definitely that situation. The world has changed a lot. There's a lot of things that have changed that's just normal now. And, you come from an era where your wildest night is a boring day today. The shit you would do before, that was just like, I ain't telling nobody about that story. Nigga, don't want to hear that boring shit today. You know what we did, this morning for breakfast? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So there's 2 questions in the chat. One pertaining to this right here.
Please.
Mathaya says, like I said, the 2 Timothy 2:20, chapter 2, 20 through 22 falls into this as a precept.
2 Timothy. Let me hear it, Mathaya. Oh, read it for the brother, all right?
Okay. This 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor.
No.
21.
Okay, what was he asking? If this is what?
If this falls into if these scriptures falls into what we're talking about as precepts.
No. Read 21 again. Read.
Okay.
Oh, continue reading.
2 Timothy, start verse 20.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. 22.
Hold on, read that part again.
Verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and and prepared unto every good work.
Really part of before purge himself of these. I'm not getting what the these are. If he purge himself of these. Read before that.
Verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. Verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work.
Okay. I see what he's trying to say. Purging himself from these is purging himself from the vessels of dishonor. Right? That's what he's saying here. The these there is the vessels of dishonor. If a man purges himself from that, now he could be ready for the great work of the master of the house. Okay, this scripture I've always heard it used for more so in here. Yeah, more so in here. What we're talking about is the world. You get the point? Is straight up and down the world. Right. You get the point? Is the world and you coming out of the world. Right. So I see what you're saying. I wouldn't use it in that way, but I see exactly where you're going with it. All right, Mathia? I see exactly where you're going with it. I can't say I would use this one for something like that. All right. Okay, where are we at now?
It's like, sir,
please.
There's another question. Just let you know. There's a brother online, Matthew Brandon, says, Salakia, where are we in the scriptures?
We're somewhere between Genesis and Revelation. We're somewhere right there in between. Genesis 1. No, I'm joking. We had Ephesians 2 and 3, right? That's the last one we read. Right? We had Ephesians 2 and 3. Okay. Read it one more time. Whoever was reading. Oh, Salaki, go ahead.
I don't know if that's what he was asking, but it made me ask it just in case.
Come on.
Because I think I heard this question asked before, where it says like, where does the in the Bible would the I.S.U.P.K be?
Somewhere between Genesis 1 and the last page in Revelation.
Oh, God.
Right? Somewhere in between. In fact, let me go further. See the front cover where it says King James Version translated? In between that front cover and that last cover where it has that, your books have ISBN on the back. Look in the back. No. Look at the back of the book. The back, all the way. You see ISBN? So in between the ISBN and that front cover, what's on the front cover? Okay, what does it say on your front cover, Shapat? You ain't got no cover on yours? Who has what's it on your front cover? You see, somewhere in between there, you're going to find the I.S.U.P.K, brother. In fact, not just somewhere. As soon as you open that first front cover, the I is there. And the K is just before ISBN in the back. For somebody who's saying, where's I.S.U.P.K in the Bible? That's where it is. In the whole Bible. Christ say, I come in the volume of the book. This is the problem. And this just might be just me, I already resigned. In fact, I'm getting a little old now. I don't care if they believe it or not. I told you what I could tell you. And now it's up to you. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what the I.S.U.P.K is. I could only show you. It's up to you, Neil. It's up to you, Neil, to experience the I.S.U.P.K. Now, listen, we'll go on looking for the one. But you could just, what, you gonna take the pill or not, nigga? Because I have other people to interview. I don't care if they believe the shit. I don't give a damn. I really don't care. You know, there's niggas talking now that those mountains, like in what's the Grand Canyon? The Grand Canyon is where? Arizona, right? You know, people saying those the big mountains and the clefts and the rocks was ancient giant trees that some giant lumberjack cut down. And the big mountains in America is really tree stumps. and the American government is hiding it from us. That is like the stones is really calcified pieces of wood. Fuck, I trying to slack it. What I'm trying to convince him for, you don't believe this is the house of the truth? Nigga, go plant the tree. Go dig up the roots. I don't give a damn, Mark. There's people out there trying to get people to believe that shit. And somehow, this is far-fetched? Shit. It's some giant lumberjack. He just cut the tree down. I want to know where the tree fall. Because I need to see where he said timber. And that bitch fall. Where the hell the tree fall to? Slaki, go ahead.
Like I said, it's a devil. A bunch of devils, they got a conspiracy that believe that all birds in America are surveillance drones. This is called
birds.
It's called birds aren't real. It's a hashtag. It's a famous hashtag. I'm not bullshit. I did a class on it.
Birds
aren't real.
Just to piggyback on what Officer Kazaki
But Brittany Griner in jail. Right. I need to find what them niggas smoking. Go ahead.
Just to piggyback over what Officer Kazaki just said, the contract that I just got finished doing, that was that contract, the people at the job or the ones who were the police or the security, the first thing they told us in the actual training was about the birds. And they said seriously, if you see a bird that's sitting on that whatever, sitting somewhere for too long, they said call it in. I lie to you not. I lie to you. I cannot make this up. I said, where y'all got me at? I cannot lie for one thing. The first day of training, they were serious. It was no joke. They were not laughing. It was very serious. They said, y'all see a bird, and they said this the type of bird. This is the type of bird. And I'm like,
so not any bird. Not any bird. Not any bird. It's
not
just
any bird.
It's a certain type. Is the bird black? I need to know that. Is it a lily white dove, or it's some old black and brown or gray pigeon, with 1 foot? It's a black bird. Yeah, I thought so. Listen, they're listening to the Prince of the Power of the Air. That's all they're listening to. They listen to the Prince of the Power of the Air. They listen to all them Russian bots and some nigga in his drawer somewhere in a basement with wires and electronics all over the place. That I don't know. Listen, the birds might be spying. You know what I mean? But the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's how I know that part. And you know what I mean? Listen, he might have a point. I heard birds chirping at 4 a.m. with no sun in the sky. And I'm like, and these niggas supposed to be asleep. Maybe the birds is drones, brother. I mean, shit. You know what? The birds used to live in the trees, the giant trees that got cut down, and now they don't have no home. So them birds, they're spying so that to stop the lumberjacks from chopping the trees down, right? But I'm supposed to wrestle with you about where's I.S.U.P.K found in the Bible. You finding birds that are drones. God damn. Anyway, so among verse 3, read verse 3 one more time. Mm-hmm.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past, the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
All right. So, what is the children of wrath?
So is that saying like what Officer Barack was saying that we became the children of wrath by learning the foul ways of the other nations with us dealing with them?
Okay, so then what is the children of wrath?
We are the offspring of the ones who first learned the foul ways, and then we just continued up, a
little bit.
I mean, based off the way you just said it.
Also, like it too. Okay, there's 2 drinks there too. There's one, the brother Isaiah War in Indianapolis. He sent back big bottle. His rib makes some good drink. If you're driving, I suggest you don't drink it. It's called the sauce. Supposed to make it saucy. Right? It's excellent. And Officer Yatazar sent down some cremas last couple of weeks ago. Y'all could get busy. Me for one, I'll pass because I don't need to worry about. I get paranoid. I don't want to, launch out on the bird. I don't want to go looking. Brother, the brother said he showed a mountain and he said that's really the tree stump of a giant tree that's supposed to be like 100 miles in diameter. And in my mind, I'm like, who the fuck cut the tree down then? Like, who cut it? Who cut the bitch? That's what I want to know. Who cut it?
So like, if I could, just on how idiotic that theory is. Anybody that's ever cut a tree knows that thing got to come down left, right, back, forward.
Somewhere.
So it would have been some of it coming down.
Brother, he said they're trees and they're hiding it from our cosmic bodies. I'm not arguing with nobody no more. Shit. I'm gonna set the table. Eat if you want or get up. You let somebody else sit and eat. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody could grab. It's right on the counter where the other liquor be. All right, y'all could get. Go ahead.
There's a brother in the chat. Officer Howard Ward says the children of wrath is Esau in Romans 9:22. Please.
Let me hear it. I wouldn't say that's it. Say that one more time.
He's another precept ninja.
Say again.
He's another precept ninja. You mean like cigar? We spitting out. Oh, we got this.
Oh no, you need them niggas in the infantry. You need that man who gonna come at the last shell fly out that damn rifle. He coming with the new clip loaded. You need that. That's a profession up in here. You know what I mean? Before ISO make them concordance on your computer, it was a nigga who would remember that shit. You get the point? Before all of that shit, we had a few brothers in here like that. I would just remember the shit out. Remember the shit. Before the phone, there was an actual concordance, like a calculator that used to open up. And you could type the shit in and the precepts would come up there. Right. And before that shit, no, it was, right here. You got to be right here. You got to know the shit. You know what I mean? Brother will use the Strong's concordance right there on top. And you see on top of the red folders where the spine is coming off? That book, the Strong Exhaustive Concordance, you would take that around, but, you might not have time to go through all of that. So you had to be quick with them precepts. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
If I could, I seen a clip of a class from one of the head priests, and he had about 10 books just lined up, opened up, and going from here to here to there.
And he know where everything is. And he remembering everything. And that's what the general always say. Like, now is a time where you're supposed to excel in this shit, because to find out all these breakdowns, now you could just type it in and hit enter, and there's going to be every thesis ever written, every research, every high school paper, every book ever written on the topic. When before, brother, you would have to get some coffee and go in a library and sit and, watch these notes, and then go get ask if you could get a copy, take a picture of the damn page, then go develop the damn picture. It was a whole ton of research. But then some idiot in 2022 will ask me if this is the truth, when everything we teaching now that they just discovering, some brother who didn't have none of this shit in 1969 knew. Right. I'm going to convince you? Right. I don't got time for that, brother. Salakia. Right. I'll just go marry women, make children, and then tell them children UPK is the truth. They ain't going to ask me nothing. Fuck, I wasting time on you for. We should believe it or not, nigga. I don't care. Right. I don't care. Salakia, go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 9:22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Okay, so and he was saying the children of wrath is what?
Esau.
No.
Can I use this precept to say that it's the children of Israel? No.
Okay, it would be the same as this one, because this one here is talking about Esau as the vessels of wrath.
Yeah.
And then this one you put the numbers talking about the children of Israel as the children of wrath. So now when it says by nature the children of wrath. In this one, what's it talking about? See, I told you it was strong. I told you it was strong. He right, it's the fumes. The fumes got him. The fumes from the cup got him. He dropped the cup. Yeah, I told you all. I ain't messing with it. Yeah, this one live. This one can't be edited. I ain't gonna say no dumb shit up here. And then end up in a call. So you said this. I did not say that, sir. And then they play the tape. Play it back again. So this is not you. Nah. Go ahead. Hold on. He had the precept he was going to retry.
So like the one that says, we'll be on the heads of the streets, full of the bull and neck, full of the Lord's wrath.
Of the Lord's wrath.
Right.
So now, what is the children of wrath in this context? Both of you pull good precepts. Is talking about it in that context. That's Israel.
Right.
This one here is talking about Esau.
Right.
So what is the children of wrath here? What's the wrath in both contexts?
The Lord's wrath.
What is it?
The punishments. The judgment.
So now the children of wrath here is what?
The recipients of that judgment.
Yes.
Okay.
So here it's talking about those people who gonna get destroyed.
Right.
That's what the wrath is.
Right.
The children of wrath, which could be who? Esau and Jacob. Whoever in the world. Brittany Griner, she's right now going through the wrath. You understand? She's going through the wrath because she chose the course of this world.
Right.
She chose to be a lesbian. Listen, I said it before. There's some 7'2" nigga right now looking at her being like, man, I would tear that tail all the way up. But she all the way in goddamn Russia. Yeah, she lost her breast. That ain't no sweat. It's just not, listen, is that thing down there working? Don't worry about the chest. We'll do something about that. There's some brother somewhere watching that girl right now, and like, man, sisters be watching brothers in jail the same way. Yeah. You get the point? Some sister who she was in the WNBA. She retired now. She had a pen pal in prison. Spent her money to get the brother out and marry the brother. You telling me some brother, he ain't got to be 7'2"? I mean, some of the brothers like that, climb up that tall thing. Put your lumberjack suit on and climb that tree. That's a good tree to cut down. Go ahead.
The sister that you're talking about, she was MVP multiple times, won the championship. She was like the future of the NBA, and she gave it up and married this guy.
She walked off in her prime for a man. That's the power of rod. That's the power of the rod. Brittany Griner don't know about that. She don't know about none of that shit. Like that woman, she took what the WNBA gave her and got a man out of prison. These bitches collected a check since March and did nothing to get their sister out of prison. It lets you know the difference. Lets you know the difference. That sister is who really should be playing basketball. Who would take what the white man is giving them to sell out and be jesters. Right. And to follow the lust of this world and the course of this world and benefit somebody else other than themselves, a brother or a sister. But Brittany Griner, she didn't really care about it, and now she wishes that they would help her, and they're not. Right. They're not. I want to see if she's going to go back and play for WNBA if she gets free. That's the real deal. Knowing that they were told to stay quiet, and they did. Damn. Go ahead,
What's her name?
Maya Moore.
She needed a day. Get Maya Moore a day.
I don't think she needed a day. I think that's going too far. I think that's going too far. No, I don't. I think that's going too far. I think that's going too far. Now, this is what I would say. She probably needs some kind of prison program. You get the point? Or she just needs to come in the truth and show sisters how to go up in there and get them brothers out. Yeah, I mean, that's, shit. But she did what she needed to do. You know what I mean? So the children of wrath is the children fit for destruction who will get the curses that's coming from the Lord. And that's what's going on now with this COVID and the monkeypox is the next one. Like I said, I haven't seen one straight person, man or woman, being interviewed with that monkeypox. Everybody who they show laid up in the hospital, all them people going live on the Instagram and Facebook, is gay with the H. The gay as hell. And I'm listening. I'm like, okay, if he put on that little sassy voice, let me see. And lo and behold, right in the end of the video, sassy voice come out. I'm like, okay. I see what the Lord doing. You know what I mean? Give the Lord a hand. Finally, a plague that discriminates.
This week they just had a child that came to DC, that visited DC that had monkeypox.
Right, but they worried about some bird drone. Right, they worried about some bird drone and some giant tree that nobody know. If you cut a tree in the forest and nobody's around, did it fall? I want to know where that tree fell. Right, but this is what's going on. But they worried about a bird drone.
It was heavy because Officer Shaw in New York, he said he works in like a hospital, and he said that they got medicine for AIDS to keep you from getting it, and keep it down so that it seems like you don't have it, you can have sex. So Most High in Christ, and the Lord brought out something that y'all think y'all done with that. Here go the monkeypox.
Well, listen, and okay, this is the other thing. This is why I want to go through this thing right here, because the prince of the power of the air, there is no medicine that keeps you from getting it. What it does is it probably might slow your symptoms from showing. It might mask it for a while, and even when you're taking that medicine, you still had to have protection or have sex with somebody who is positive and on the same medicine. Right. So it's, once again, the prince of the power of the air. Oh, take this and never get AIDS. And you take the shit and you go and wreck your life and you get AIDS anyway. Because you're listening to the devil. You're listening to Satan. You get the point? You don't listen to me because I.S.U.P.K can't be found in here. When I tell you don't be a hoe or don't be a homosexual, well, I.S.U.P.K ain't in the Bible. We not in that hospital full of AIDS either. Right. Get the point? Go ahead.
So I was gonna give an example. Today I was scrolling on the Facebook. I seen a post. I don't know how true it is, but I seen a post that said it was some celebrity that came out. She had contracted HIV/AIDS 12 years ago. She didn't never get tested, so she didn't slept with all of these men, these celebrity men. So she named a few that she had slept with. One of them was Chris Brown, sir.
It was Chris Brown.
One of them was Chris Brown. One of them, it was like 3 other major artists. But she said, from according to the doctor, that she's had it for 12 years, but she never got checked.
So I'm not laughing at the brothers. I'm just.
And she's now 71 pounds.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that part.
She's 71 pounds now. But I believe it was Chris Brown and Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon was one.
AIDS made her 71 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm in here. Shout out to my nigga Gucci. Shala. And as you can see, I'm way more than 71 pounds. You know what I mean? I'm way more than 71 pounds. I don't even think I have kids that's 71 pounds. But you questioning me on where the I.S.U.P.K is in the Bible, brother, Brother, what you want me to tell you? You know what I mean? Even if I did show you where Jeremiah said in 2022, find Commander General Yahanna of the I.S.U.P.K. If I showed you that verse, it still wouldn't come in. So I don't, nigga, I got kids to go make. Time is money. I got to do this the lawful way, the legal way, the righteous way according to the law. I gotta go do that shit. Go ahead,
Sir, I was not asking is I.S.U.P.K in the Bible. I was asking.
No. That wasn't for you, young man. That's young man Matthew, right? Young man Matthew. That answer was not for you. This was a brother in the class asking what to tell people when they ask where's I.S.U.P.K in the Bible. Right. When you asked where we were in the Bible, I was just making a joke about it because the timing you asked the question. Right. But what I'm saying here is not for you. Why? You in the U.P.K. What you come to class in all black. Right. So what I'm saying here is not for you. Salakia, brother, if you took it like that. But what I'm saying is not directed towards you. Right? Anything else?
Concept. He said he was asking for chapter and verse that we were.
Yeah, I said it before, right? We in Ephesians 2, and we just finishing up verse 3. Young man Matthew, Ephesians 2, verse 3. All right. Time? No sweat. Please go ahead.
Update on the monkeypox. There's the child that visited. She wasn't a U.S. resident, but she was somebody traveling from outside of the U.S. But as far as D.C., there's been 110 confirmed cases of monkeypox in D.C., 71 in Maryland, and 40 in Virginia. Cases of monkeypox.
That drone. They need to kill the bird. That bird couldn't say, well, listen, stop that girl in the airport. Don't let her come in. That bird ain't working. All right. Okay, so fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind. Now that part in verse 3, right? Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind. That's very important because those thoughts, those desires come from one place and one place only. Right? Where does it come from?
The prince of the power of the air.
The prince of the power of the air. Everything that you're thinking about right now comes from him. Comes from his fears, comes from his victories, come from his culture. Flick that light on there for me. Bakwash, flick that light right there for me, brother. So what? You have some thumb, right? It comes from him. All right. How do I know? Give me Job 1 and 7. Right? Job 1 and 7.
So I got the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job?
Now just 701, right? So Satan is controlling the air. He's the one moving to and fro in the earth, walking up and down in it. He's the one who's, ruling over the earth. Give me Job 9 and 24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right?
There's nobody else in the earth who does what our oppressor does. There's no other race that does it. Every other race is really for the betterment of their own without infringing on anybody else. Right? But our oppressor is the only one who has the whole spirit of world domination, being in charge of everybody and controlling every goddamn thing. The internet is his. The internet doesn't belong to the Ethiopian or the Japanese or the Chinese. That's his. That Bitcoin is his. Anything that makes this world smaller and more reachable, it's really through his desire to do it because of him trying to rule everything. Right? Our power is the Most High power, Yahweh in the Hebrew. Right? We are the prince of the power. We are Israel, Yasha, Allah. We are the princes of the power. Satan is the power of the air from Job 1 and 7, 9 and 24. Esau is the prince of the power of the air. You understand? He is the Shah of the power of the air. You get the point? We are the Shah of Yahweh. You get the point? We're the prince of the power. Esau is the prince of the power of the air. So what he puts out, what he pushes as culture, what he pushes as the course of the world or the path of the world is Satan. He's following after Satan. All right? Go ahead.
I get a question online.
Go ahead.
Regarding to the topic, it says priest and officer of war. Salakia Adawan is 1 John chapter 2, verse 16, a precept to Ephesians 2, 1 John 2:16 reads, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world."
Definitely, you could use that. You could use that for the course of this world, right? The things that are of the course of this world, the ways of this world. You could definitely use that. Where was it again?
1 John chapter 2, verse 16. Sir.
Right, 1 John 2 and 16. Right? Give me 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. Real quick, all right?
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
That's verse 8. Read it one more time.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Skip up to verse 6.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Right? It's been withholding so that he will be revealed in due time. Right? The Lord designed this thing in a way where in due time, everybody's going to look at this oppressor for what he is, right? But for now, the mystery of iniquity doth already work. What does that mean? Come on.
Like the lies that he puts out are believable.
That's it. The mystery of iniquity already working, meaning everything he done, set up in the earth is working. It don't take root and it's going where it needs to go, how he wants it to go. You get the point? The mystery of iniquity doth already work. Right? Our oppressor, he's been in a position, of course, the Lord put him there. But how he set this thing up, brother, somebody has to come and pull it back for you to see. Damn, that's what he really doing. That's what he really about. This is what this really is. Like without that, we would just believe, just like everybody else in the world, would just believe this is the way of life. That's just how things are. Children now, without the truth, brother, it's hard, boy. It's hard for you to even think about that. It's difficult to think about. Are absolutely going to accept that a man could kiss a man and they could have two daddies. And they're going to find something to tell them about how they came. You know what I mean? Whether they bring back the stalk story or the pumpkin or the Cabbage Patch Kid story. You all remember the stalk story.
I remember
The stalk. They used to say the stalk used to bring the baby.
The stalk.
Stalk. Oh, you're talking about stalk like stalker. They might invent the children of the corn. Shit, goddamn. They might say you was one of you grew up on that corner post right there. Go ahead. A stalk is a big bird that used to live in that big tree that nigga think used to be mountains. That's what the fuck a stalk is. It's a big bird, right? A stalk is a bird. It's like a pelican. Yeah, it's like a.
I heard stalk.
Okay, it's not a pelican, but it's like a pelican, right? With the big old mouth. And they used to show you that them old school cartoons where the stork is bringing the baby wrapped, in swaddling clothes, bringing the baby to the mother. And that's their way of telling children where they came from because they don't want to discuss it because the white man always been homosexual. To him, sex with a woman is nasty. So he doesn't want to discuss it. So let's talk about the birds and the bees. Let's talk about, the stork or whatever little dumb shit they had to say. They're gonna bring back those things, and that's where we're heading now. Right? Somebody had their hand up.
It's like I was going to ask, sir. Can we pair where we are now with Revelations 12, 15 and 16?
Let me hear you.
Come. Revelations chapter 12, verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Yep.
After the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Yep. Yep. You could definitely use it. Oh, shit. So lucky, bear with me. Yeah.
It's like I get a spoon.
Man, it's that thick, huh? Good night. I told you. Better call an Uber. You better call an Uber. That joker is gonna be rough. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you want to, go ahead and grab it. Let's finish up this thing right here, right? So you could use that too. Cause I read it one more time.
Okay, sir. Revelation chapter 12.
You could grab one of them. I think there might be some plastic utensils right there. You could just.
I'm kind of joking, but you know.
Okay. No, it's you don't have to. Just throw some water in the shit out.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. Don't throw too much because it's gonna change the taste. A little bit of water in that joker. You know what I mean? Anybody want more? You could always get down. All right. Again, you're fair warning them. If you end up at the side of the road, don't call me.
Better call Saul.
Call the cosmic nigga. Call the cosmos with the big tree. All right, read that one here. Where was that? 2 Thessalonians. Keep reading 2 Thessalonians. No sweat. In fact, pull that one you have. I think that one is good too.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Right.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Right. So now, what you would see is a dragon and water coming out his mouth. This water is the lies. Right. Why is it not personified? Why is it how you would call it? Directed or described like it's water?
Because of the tide. The tide it sweeps. It's easy to get swept in the tide. I think it's the best way to describe the force and the power of the oppressor's line.
Exactly. That's it. It's like water. Imagine you spill water.
Right.
Where does it go?
Wherever the water takes.
Wherever water goes.
Right.
It goes everywhere. It spreads out and goes everywhere. Even when you mop it up, it seeps into the cracks. And that's how his lies are. The oppressor's lies go far and wide, everywhere. And like how you say with the currents, with the tide, you could get swept in it, fully swept in the tide of it like water. And you wouldn't know your head from your elbow because the lie is so strong and powerful. And water is also something you need to survive. So you drinking his lies, you're bathing in it, you're washing in it. This is now part of you. You get the point? And his lies had to stop in order for the woman to survive. So read the last part.
Okay, sir. Verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Right. The earth helped the woman. What's that part mean?
The earth, the Lord bringing out the truth and revealing itself to the woman to help with the lies.
Take that. Go ahead.
So, like, I missed like the general of it, but I remember when you said like there was a precept. I might be off with the wording, but paraphrasing that said if the bricks would cry aloud, like the bricks would cry out, or the animals would cry out the truth. If something like pretty much tried to subdue, like if we weren't speaking it, the earth would find a way for this truth to get out there.
The earth is already doing it.
Concert.
The earth is already doing it, where meaning all the artifacts they done buried, all these things they done hid from us. is coming forward. You know what I mean? The very Bible was found in caves, in the Qumran caves. That's in what, somewhere off of Israel, Jordan, right? In one of the caves up in there, where the brothers would hide the rest, the records, the scrolls, in them big old jars. So the earth is already helping the woman to make sure, we don't get caught up in the wave. That's another way, like how we say, there's this wave going on. It's like water, these lies, without the earth coming forward to help, there would be no hope, right? It's going to now consume these lies, stop the water. So that for sure is Tawab. All right. Any more?
No, that was it.
All right, let's go back to.
Second Thessalonians.
Yeah, please. Oh yeah, is it pertaining to?
It has to do with you answering these questions, but not the actual topic.
Okay.
It says, what does the Bible say about cursing?
Well, you tell me what cursing is first. Right. Tell me what cursing is. Some bitch asked this, right?
What's the line? No. Con?
I told you. Oh, Salaki.
David Brooks.
No, I thought it was a woman. Salaki. I was wrong. I apologize to the bitches out there. All right. I told you I don't need no drink right now. I don't need to get ready. I stay ready. All right. Where my priest up? Yeah, let's go back to that.
Start at verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Verse 7.
Right now you know what he withholdeth, so to be revealed in its time. Right. You get the point? Like the Lord is, he's playing this for how he wants it to come out. Why? So that when he punishes this oppressor, no one could say the Lord is unjust. Because that's what people are going to say when the Lord destroys this place. Mm-hmm. Without these, all these stories about police brutality and the records of what they used to do to us in slavery and all the surgical procedures they did on our women and children and Emmett Till, like the thing the general brought out with the scientists who was doing sexual experiments on kids as long as 3 months old and had a record on how long it take a 2-month-old baby to orgasm. Brother, without that, people would say that's too much. Even now, some racist thing happened and black people lose it and is about to put the hammer down on some oppressor. Any oppressor, doesn't matter if the Edomite or the Hamite or whatever, it doesn't matter. People will immediately jump in and be like, wait, don't do it. Stop, don't do it. Because why? Natural feeling sorry for the real perpetrator on the earth. What do you think people is going to do when Christ returns? You know what I mean? When Christ returns, brother, they're not going to accept the judgment that's coming to this place. And that's what all these movies are about at Independence Day. It's really gearing you up to fight something that comes from the sky. That new, I ain't see it yet, but that movie, that Nope movie is the same thing. You get the point? I guarantee it's the same thing. I haven't seen it, but I guess the whole premise is the Hamite who's playing an Israelite. He's the only one. You see that? Nope. I ain't seeing those chariot, because I think the premise of the movie is if you see the chariot and look at it, it's taking you. And he's the only one who is denying the presence of the chariot because he don't want, damn near like he's poetically trying to say, you niggas want to stay asleep. Yeah. So nope, I ain't seen it. I don't know. That's what I got from the trailers and shit like that. But everything is gearing you up to go against the Lord when he comes back. and that's coming from the prince of the power of the air.
Right.
He's the one controlling it. So now within this time, you would best listen to the prince of the power, not the prince of the power of the air. You're going to have to follow Israel,
Right.
the one who serves the Lord, not the one who serves the oppressor, because the oppressor is following after Satan. Right? Any more in Thessalonians? What verse you at now?
Verse 7.
All right, go ahead.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Mm-hmm.
Only he who now letteth will let.
All right, what's that mean? Only he who now letteth will let. We're 2 Thessalonians, right? 2 and where? 7. Salaki. Okay. Go ahead, Shabbat.
So the oppressor, he the one he the one who's spitting out the lies, you know, saying the iniquities or whatever. And he the only one who can I don't got a good way to phrase it.
No sweat. Read the whole thing again.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
So
it's like he's the one who spreads the lies. You know, so it has to be unless he tells you the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're gonna get past it.
Unless who tells you the truth?
Talking about our oppressor, the one spreading the lies, the iniquity.
Anybody else? Brock?
I was gonna say, for lack of better terms, when it says only he who now letteth will let, will let until he be taken out of the way, it's like the ones that will let this iniquity, the work of this iniquity, you know, win. You know what I mean? The ones that for lack of a better term is when it's saying the one he that will let, it's like the ones that will let this iniquity or this evil or work pursue them or consume them, I'll say. You know what I mean? Like it worked on them in a sense. You fell in you not fell into the trap, but
Kazaki, you ready, Hannah?
It's like it. I'm not sure, but is it saying only he who now letteth will let? The he is that referring to the Most High?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's saying pretty much it's going to be through the Most High. It's through the Most High that he allows Esau to be in power, and it's going to be through the Most High who's going to take him now out of.
That's what it's saying. Only he who now letteth, meaning only the one who allows this to happen now will let what's going to happen in the future. You get the point? Until he be taken out of the way. Until that time comes, the Lord is allowing this thing to happen. The Lord is allowing it to happen. So, because now as he's allowing this to happen, he is going to slowly reveal the son of perdition. That's, I think, in verse 3 or 4. Right? He's going to reveal it so everybody could know who he is. So now when judgment time comes, nobody is going to be like, Lord, is you unfair? You're wrong for that. Like, how could you but what did they say about us? You just like the KKK. You racist. You know, 2 wrongs don't make a right. That's what they say to us for talking. Imagine somebody who looked like you commanding an army of 200 million angels saying, put them in chains, bring them here to judgment. Brother, they're going to scream bloody murder. You know what I mean? Who are they, Hannah? You?
I know I said the question.
Mm-hmm.
At the end where it says until he be taken out of the way, the he is talking about our oppressor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? The he there is talking about the prince of the power of the air.
Right.
You understand? He the one who deceiving the whole world
Right.
until he be taken out of the way. Like the Lord is going to let this happen until he be taken out of the way. You get the point? Salakia.
So could you pair this with the Lord raised up Pharaoh to
I'll take that one. Give me that one too. That's a good one to end. Also give me Isaiah 14 and 12, Revelation 22 and 16. All right.
Come in the chat. Priest and Officer of War.
Hold on. Where's the dude who say how I answer any questions?
He did respond to, sir.
Right.
Let me see. He has said a so-called swear word.
Okay. A curse is not a swear word. All right. A curse is not a swear word, brother. All right. I'm assuming you're a brother, of course. A curse is not a swear word. All right. A curse is a punishment.
Right.
Right. A curse, according to God, is a punishment. According to the Bible, all these curses. Pull that for me real quick. Let me Deuteronomy. And then somebody holds 2 Corinthians 11 and 6. Say again?
No, I said the brother online had asked if that, well, pretty much I said if that could be a precept for what David had said. Priest and Officer of War had said 2 Corinthians 11 and 6.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming to that one. To what? All right, so give me the one we're talking about.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee,
Mm-hmm.
and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, a curse is something that's going to destroy you for disobeying the Lord.
Right.
Once, like punishment,
Right.
like a belt is a curse to a child who has a good parent.
Right.
A good parent is not measured by the amount of presents you buy your child. A good parent is them ass whoopings they talk about at 36, sitting in a house, not in prison like Brittany Griner,
Right.
with children or with their husband, or just not hooked on drugs or not, following the course of this world.
Right.
And they're telling their peers, man, listen, I didn't understand it then, but thank the Lord for them ass whoopings, because them ass whoopings saved my life. That's the measure of a good parent. The curses. And our Father, the Most High Power, is a good parent because he brings curses that would destroy us for not listening to him. Right? That's what a curse is. A curse word would be, curse shall thou be in the city,
Right.
and curse shall thou be in the field. That's words of punishment.
Right.
What you mistake as curse words is called profane language or profanity.
Right.
Somebody look up profanity or profane.
Profanity, blasphemous or obscene language.
Blasphemous or obscene language, which you think is what I'm saying. Right? You think that's what I'm saying. Why, David? Well, I ain't gonna ask you. It'll take too long. Anybody knows why David thinks what I say? If I say the word bitch or hell or F-U-C-K or whatever, why does he think that's blasphemous language? Why does he think that's curse words? Because of the prince of the power of the air, right? The prince of the power of the air.
Right.
Homosexual is a curse word.
Yes.
Right? God loves everybody is a curse word. Right. LGBTQ community are curse words. What else? Christ is a white man is a curse word.
Right.
You can eat pork is curse words. Go ahead, Nakamaya.
You can no longer say if you have a television show or you can't say or title your show Honest or Truth. Now,
you can't do it.
Charlamagne had he had a TV show called Comedy Central called The Honest Brutal Truth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up now. But he just posted on his Instagram, he changed it, so it's called now Hell of a Week. Because at first it was called something about truth, but now the he said the fake woke cancel culture. Now you cannot judge what's the truth and what's honest because everyone has their own truth.
Having your own truth is a curse word. Those are curse words, David. Right? So what I am saying are not curse words, but those things are. But because you are, I would imagine the only reason you're watching this is not to disagree with us, but you're watching this because we have the truth of the Lord. So now I'm going to explain to you what you think is curse words, which is profane language, offensive language, something that's hard on the ears, or, is distasteful. You know what I mean? It's unprofessional, depending on your profession. I ain't drink nothing yet, I'm trying to tell you. Imagine if I had a sip. Let me get profane real quick. I'll come to you.
The scripture, sir? Or?
No, the definition of profane.
Profane. That's what profanity or profane.
Anyone.
Okay. Profanity. Blasphemous or obscene language.
Mm-hmm.
Profanity is a socially offensive use of language.
Socially offensive.
Right.
So really it depends on the society.
Right.
Because it's social.
Right.
I'll be on the internet. I type in all caps on purpose. Just on purpose, right?
Right.
I'm going to tell you how my brain works, right? Went to my little Kevin Hart moment. I'm going to tell you how it works, right? True story. True story. Hebrew doesn't have cases. There's no lowercase Hebrew. That was my reason for just doing all caps. The Hebrew language, originally, I always wanted to teach Hebrew. I love the Hebrew language. Right. I just love that ancient Hebrew. Okay. I never, ever wanted to teach anything else. I played the hand I was dealt. I love the Hebrew. I love the whole spirit behind it. The symbols, the shit just looks so right. It's beautiful to me. Goddamn, I like it. Right. Hebrew don't have no upper or lowercase. It is what it is. Started doing it, and I noticed people was like, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? And I'm like, nigga, you can hear me? Like, you gifted. If you could hear. So I ask people, like, okay, so when you hear me, do I have an accent? Like, I want to know what you hearing as you're reading this shit. Right. But then they come on to tell me, this is the internet. Everybody knows what uppercase means you're yelling. So then I say, so wait, if you type in lowercase, are you whispering? I don't know. Right. But my society, my language doesn't have a case. It doesn't have upper or lower. Right. You get the point? So the language you use in some societies is socially acceptable. In the LGBTQ society, they don't like the word homo. They like gay. They want you to call them gay. Right. They don't like the word homosexual. It's a little bit too scientific to reveal the truth about them. So they're just gay, which is happy, which is why they used to call them gay in the first place, because those flaming fruity men were always happy. This all happy in public, of course. Right. As soon as they close that door, they're crying and drinking and doing all the drugs. Right. But they happy, they're gay. Right. They're just gay and happy and merry. Right. And they want you to call them merry, and that's socially acceptable. So homosexual would be profane language socially to the LGBTQ. Mm-hmm. If I call you a bitch, it's because you're my bitch. That's socially acceptable. Right. Around these parts. Right. Around yonder. Right? So now what you hearing is what you would call profane language. It's, for you, it's, you're not expecting to hear it here. I would imagine you watch movies. Right. I would imagine you listen to music, but maybe you're not expecting to hear it. But let me just give you a little education on what we have. Give me the one in Corinthians. Salaki, go ahead.
So he will be saying that Christ was cussing when he said the Pharisees were vipers, and when he called that Canaanite woman.
So water. Mm-hmm. When Christ called the Sadducees and Pharisees uncircumcised and a generation of vipers, right. At that time, those words was fighting words. You can't call an Israelite who is of the aristocracy. He's he's a religious leader, a snake, a viper. What? Nigga, we fighting. Like, we gotta fight now. You call him uncircumcised. That's like a nigga telling you African. It's like, man, that's some Hamite shit. Or in here, what's a curse word in here? There's many, but there's one you going to fight. For a sister, bitch is the curse word. You say, you bitch. She imagining the pot of hot grits going down your back. But amongst brothers, there's a word you could get. Coward. There's another one that's immediately you gonna get carnal. As soon as you hear it. As soon as somebody said, that's not UPK is the nice way to let you know, straighten up yourself. Who knows it?
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah. Say, brother, that's some Christian shit.
Yeah.
Hold up, what? That Christian shit, brother. And here, David, motherfucker is my nigga. You motherfucker. We good. And here you come up and say, you Christian, Stop being so goddamn Christian. The blood is going to rush right here. It's going to rush straight here, and you're going to black out for a second as you premeditate violence. Because the Christian is getting called a Christian in here is profane and offensive and a goddamn curse word in here. You get the point?
I know a brother in the world who watch classes, and he don't come in, but he watch classes, so he know the truth. And he was saying
he swear he know the truth.
Yeah, he swear he know.
But he watch classes. He swear he know the truth because he watch classes, or
and he watch cross the line radio, but he won't come in the class.
Ain't no sweat.
So he was saying something one day, and I was like, nah, that's Christian. And he was offended. He was high. He ain't even in here, and he was highly offended.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. This is our culture.
Right.
So now for the people in the world, for David who asked the question, for his culture, let me get the scripture.
So 2 Corinthians verse 11, chapter 11, verse 6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge.
All right. What you hear is considered rude speech. Rude speech. Now, from time to time, you're going to hear somebody up here say rude speech. Anybody knows why?
Make a point.
That's it. It's a teaching tool, brother. Right. It's a teaching tool. David, what's his name? Brooks?
David Brooks.
It's all legit.
No, David Brooks is Movado's slave name. So that's not even David Brooks. All right, David Brooks. Anyway, David Brooks, from time to time, that same language you hear me saying, sometimes say it to a woman. And she immediately takes her drawers off. No. Should I say sorry, baby, for cursing?
Right.
Because she'll tell me curse some more. Is she gonna curse me to tell her curse some more? So David Brooks, to each his own, brother. You might be some, roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Me, myself, nigga, I'm going to send a text that, is going to make your children blind if they read it. If they read the shit, they're just gonna, Mommy, I can't see. You understand? That's Salakia, brother. That's socially acceptable over here. All right. So rude in speech, but not in knowledge, brothers. Don't get hooked up on the words that I use to, as tools to teach. Get the point. Get the full on point, David. All right. Let's move on. Give me Isaiah 14 and 12, Revelation 22 and 16, real quick. Slacky, go ahead.
I was holding up precept, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Romans chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
So what a good one. Go ahead.
Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right? Like everybody want to know why the Lord will allow the oppressor to remain in power. There's a reason he wants him to remain in power. Right. The same reason Mike Tyson would only fight the next best boxer after he done go through everybody. For the same reason, you know, who's boxing now? I don't know. That Tank Davis. He's not gonna fight any and anybody.
Right.
He needs to fight somebody who done been through a few reputable people.
Right.
So when he beat him,
Right.
you can't say he's or you can't discredit the victory. You can't say, well, he ain't fight nobody. You ever hear that?
Yep.
Well, he ain't really fight nobody.
Right.
When the Lord comes and he destroys this place, you are going to know that the God of the Bible is the God of the earth.
Right.
Now you're going to realize the UPK is in the Bible. At that point, there'll be no debate. There'll be no guessing. There'll be no, confusion about it because blood was spilt.
Right.
Blood is going to be spilt. Them drone birds, them niggas going to be eaten for decades because there's going to be so much bodies on the plains. The vultures is going to have meals. The worms is going to have meals because of the God of the Bible.
That's right.
The Lord needs the oppressor to vault himself. Create the Space Force and, put Israelite babies in cages on the border and murder black people and this and that. No problem. I'm letting him have his time. It's somebody who wants to kill, but it's not going to kill you now because they want to destroy you.
Right.
So they had to let this shit happen. It's like a parent on the playground. You want your child to play, but this fool, he lets his child do whatever. And you looking, and your first instinct is, hey, come over. And then he's like, I can't let this child live in fear. Now go ahead and play. And you watching this child come in to violate yours, and you ready. Yeah, I wish he would. That motherfucker would. I don't care. I'll beat a child. You telling whoever next to I'll bust that kid head. Yeah. Let him fuck with mine. You ain't even giving a warning. Because you want to jump in there and just save the day and wreck whoever is going to wreck yours. That's what you really want to do. And every parent has had that moment. Every single one has had that moment like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, fuck around. Mm-hmm. I got you. Mm-hmm. I'm watching. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, fuck around. That's the Lord act. He just wants it. Are you doing that? That's what that's how you okay. So when he comes through, brother, he is going to just release it all on this oppressor, and the whole world is going to see it, and they're going to respect him.
Right.
That's what he wants. He wants to destroy all the lies of the air.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Right. Give me Isaiah 14:12 quick. Revelation 22:6.
David Bush responded. He said, "Thank you for the edification. I'm not offended at all. It's just been a discussion between my wife and I for a while. And then we put all praise to the Most High."
Listen, David, this is what you need to do. When I guarantee you ask that question because she say, why he cursing so much? Grab her by the neck, press up against her, whisper them curse words in her ear. Thank me in the morning, David. Thank me in the morning, brother. She offended because you ain't saying it enough. She watching me saying this shit. Why he gotta curse so much? David, I'm telling you, that would tell me she have a problem with him cursing so much. Maybe I need to curse some more. David, go ahead and just let it out, David. Just let it out. Just once the class go off, motherfucker. Come here, bitch. Come on, David. Trust me, brother. Thank me when you see me out. I mean, I'm getting a free game now. Now, when you're in public, talk to her like a lady and blah, 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 blah. But, you talk. You motherfucker. Come on, David. She wants to hear it, brother. She wants to. Moving on. You couldn't drink today, brother. So give me Isaiah quickly,
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12.
I done sent 2 texts at the beginning of this class. I need to hurry up and wrap the class up. I'm going to be pushing you all out the door. Isaiah 14:12.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
Mm-hmm.
son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
Right, read it one more time from the top.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
Uh-huh.
son of the morning?
Mm-hmm.
How art thou cut down to the ground? which did this weaken the nations.
Right? Which this weaken the nations. Lucifer, everybody think Lucifer is a fallen angel. Lucifer is not a fallen angel.
Right.
Lucifer is
White
the man.
man.
Right? He is the man. Like how they used to be in them old school movies. The man. The man did this. There was a movie called The Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Give me verse, where is it? Verse, not 21. 16. Go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying,
Right? This is still Lucifer he talking about. And when they see Lucifer, they're going to look at him and they're going to say, what?
saying, is this the man?
Is this the what?
Is this the man?
Is this the angel?
Is this the man?
Is this the angel Lucifer?
Is this the man?
Is it a spirit?
Is it the man
Go ahead.
that made the earth tremble? That did shake kingdoms?
Right. And is this the man that was the prince of the air?
Right.
That's who Lucifer is. It says, "O Lucifer, how art thou fallen from heaven?" Meaning, oh man, look at you now.
Right.
Damn, homie. In high school used to be the man. It's like that. It's like, damn, man, look at you now. You was talking all that big talk. Look at you now. O Lucifer, son of the morning. What does that mean?
He shines brighter than everybody else in the world.
He's the son of the morning. Like in the morning, the son of the morning. And when the morning comes, that big morning sun that comes up, that's Lucifer. He is the star of the show. Like how the sun would rise, he's the star. You get the point? He's that star. And because he is the star, he has what? Star power.
Right.
You understand? He's the biggest influence on the earth. Right? Everybody trying to be an influencer on Instagram. He is Instagram.
Right.
He is Facebook. He is Twitter. You understand? You have social cultures in your neighborhood. When you go to his neighborhood on Facebook, you got to have a culture. You got to talk a certain way on there.
Yeah.
You can't say that on there. You got to misspell words. No, all them words you misspelling is ebonics. You talking that internet ebonics, like how we were talking the hood about certain shit in our neighborhoods. You had to conform to his culture because he is the prince of the air.
Right.
He controls the ads on TV. At one time, the ads used to show what? Women washing the clothes and taking care of the kids. You remember them ads like first child, big diaper bag and clumsy one child. By the time they had the third, she just grabbed them up, she picked up the pacifier, stick it back in the baby mouth. Now the ads are showing what? Men taking care of the kids. Because society is changed.
Right.
Women now have the jobs. So the ads have to reflect society.
Right.
Now the ads are showing white men with black women and Hispanic women. Right? Remember when there was the Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios ad with the brother with the mixed race daughter and the white wife, they wanted to pull it. It was outrage because that's offensive to America. Right. The Prince of the Air, they don't want that. Right. You understand? That's probably Captain Ash. They don't want that. They want the other thing because of the dominance.
Right.
Is it him? No sweat. Go ahead, Mafia. Roll through the last moment, brother.
At least he checked it online. That must be him right here. It looked like it in the face.
No sweat.
He said he talked to Joker.
No sweat. Let's check him out real quick, all right? Let's carry on, all right? So it's the same way. The Prince of the Air with those ads, with everything you see on TV is just him controlling how things are,
right,
and how things are supposed to be.
Right.
You get the point? What he thinks is, how it's supposed to happen. That can't happen. He's the son of the morning. He's the prince of the power of the air.
Right.
He's the star of this world,
right,
the oppressor. That's why he's He-Man. He's the villain. He is Pharaoh and Moses. He is Lex Luthor and Superman. He's Joker and Batman.
right.
He is everything great. He's the last samurai.
Yeah.
He's the Martian.
Right.
He is, he's Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk was having sex with every alien.
Right.
Every single one. Because he is the morning star. Right? Give me Revelation 22 and 16. Come on, quick.
He's the bad cop and the good cop.
He's the bad cop, the good cop. He's everything. Right. He's Al Pacino, and he's the cop that arrested Frank Lucas.
Right.
Right? He's the honest cop that turned the millions in.
Yeah, no.
Right? That's him. Give me Revelation 22 and 16.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 16. I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David.
Right? Yahushua, he came to testify that he is the root of David and the offspring. Root meaning what? He's the beginning. He's that thing in the ground, which was before David. You get the point? Which was before David, which is Christ is Adam. Right? He is the root of David. Go ahead. And the offspring of David, because Christ also comes from David's lineage. David, Solomon, all the way down to Joseph and Yahushua. Right? Go ahead.
And the bright and morning star. And the spirit.
And the what?
And the bright and morning star.
And the what?
And the bright and morning star.
And the bright and morning star. What does that mean? Lucifer is the bright and morning star. He's the son of the morning. Christ is the bright and morning star. Break it up. Put it together for me. Come on.
If I may, sir, this is just real quick before I break it down. A lot of Christians or conspiracy theorists use this scripture to say that Lucifer is Jesus. And that Lucifer really is the hero, and he wanted to wake up man. And it's a lot of foolishness that they believe. I heard this many times, and it just brought back to memory that this is the scripture that they use to say that. But this is saying that Christ is going to remove, when Christ returns, he's going to remove Esau from the seat that he sits in. And now how Esau runs the earth and how Esau is everything on the earth, Christ now is going to run the earth. And he's going to be everything on the earth it's supposed to be.
So if Esau is the prince of the power of
the air,
which is this world,
Christ
is the morning star of
the one that follows
the world to come. Christ is our star. He is our prince of the power of the air. So in his world, what's going to be in the air?
Things of righteousness.
Exactly.
Righteous culture.
Exactly. It's going to be a perfect. The curse words there is going to be eating pork. The curse words there is going to be God loves everybody. The curse words there is going to be give me some more.
Tithes is not money.
Tithes is not money. I wish you say that. I want to be part of that team that goes to collect tithes. You know what I mean? So like, I don't say it too much, boy, but no way. I want to be. But when you come to the door, I ain't there. And you go back to your room, and I'm in the corner. I'm in the corner with that horse. You ever see Braveheart when that horse ride up and wake up the nigga? And brother, I want to be in there, that big black goddamn Clydesdale horse. And you curling up in the bed talking about, I have it next week. I have it next week. And the horse just climbs up on the bed and watching you in your face. And you just vomit the money. Yeah. I take that shit. Right. Back to Jerusalem. Yeah. Tithes is not money. All right, say it then. Say that shit then and see what happens to it. Right? So that's it. You gotta be careful what you're listening to. Because what you're listening to, or what your thoughts, like all the brothers always teach, guard your thoughts, protect what you're thinking. Why? Because what you're thinking is not your thoughts. Everything you think and do in this earth belongs to somebody else, belongs to somebody who is in power. And you got to ask yourself, am I doing what Christ wants or what Satan wants? Is this really his way or my way? There's no, I'm an individual and I want to do this and this is how I think. That's a lie. Anybody talking like that is just following Satan. You gotta ask yourself, where do you stand? And with that, pass the class over the priest and officer Shapat. As much as it could. And whoever breaking this down, let's lead us. Don't close this computer down, all right? Please.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves in the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will give permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 20, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, memorial of blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Sunday the 25th, September 2022. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. My I.S.U.P.K, and check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black headband or scarf. And with that, I say Armadium, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Armadium, Barak,
Yahanna Shem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yahanna Shem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yad Yamatah, Saw, which means to turn. Since you may stand, Armadium. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Armadium, Barak,
Yahushua Shem Yahushua.
Yad Yamatah, class dismissed.